the more important parts. Okay, how healthy is the industry to receive the women filmmakers? Should they be even considering? Because the patriarchy, they worship female goddesses so much, but it tortures women. Like they torture women otherwise. At home, I've heard stories from the industry. So how is the scenario there?
At home, you've heard stories of the industry, Matlab?
No. What I mean to say is that women are generally, suppressed and oppressed, whether it's a domestic or it's in the industry. In this country, especially, uh, women liberalization, so-called, we still have a long way to go in that sense. So, how does your industry or how does filmmaking industry work around this?
Okay. Over here, I feel like I have been privileged because my parents allowed me to. They weren't the kind of people that ever sort of had restrictions about my times and goings and comings. And the industry does have like strange sort of hours. The hours can be bizarre. So I have heard from a lot of people who wanted to join the industry that it was hard for them because their parents or family didn't understand the work hours. I have heard from a lot of people that there's definitely a certain stigma about like being in the film industry. Like people in Bombay aren't exactly inclined to rent to women who work in the film industry because there's an idea, a perception that they're looser women. Or but then like I feel like you talk to anybody in any profession and they seem to think that everyone's just up to no good. So that's just like I feel like the Indian mentality is just like the kids, they're not doing good things, they're all up to like some
Unless you're an IT engineer, possibly.
I mean, I guess there's I don't know that many IT engineers, but is it tough? I feel like there's actually a lot of women that I work with. Is it harder for women because it's like there are safety issues? Like I'm not saying like on set or like with like even a simple idea that you have to then leave a set at like sometimes you finish a night shoot like at 2 in the morning, and then that girl has to travel home. Like Bombay is really safe. I feel like I never thought that was a scary thing to do, but when I shot in Delhi, I was terrified for the girls who had to leave that late and like get home.
I think boys were equally terrified.
Yeah. So there are these like ideas that are difficult. Are there less women directors that I know of? Sure, but like that's quickly changing. There's like this campaign called there's this website called Free the Bid that that you can go check out. They are very like trying to make it they're trying to open direction for women in a way that like for brands that so they have tied up with a lot of brands who've committed to working for women on brands that are selling to women.
Yeah.
So so you can register your work, put it up there, and like internationally people can check you out, and it's quite nice, and like a lot of people are trying to make it better. Having said that, I personally have just met like a bunch of powerful women in this industry who've always like tried to lend a hand to other women. And so shout out to Swati and Sonika and like all of these women who are very like pro hiring women, because actually like the multitasking that this job requires is great for women, and I find that most women are goddamn great at this job or any of the jobs that are required to do it. But yeah, so I don't know if I answered the question.